Right, we're going to go ahead and record this for people who can't be here. So the first thing that you're going to do is create your account. When you first enter the URL, you'll end up at this screen, and all you have to do is click the button that says create an account. Once you click that, you'll be prompted to enter your first and last name, your email address, and a password, and just enter that twice. It has to be the same, they have to match, and then you click sign up. Once you do that, I'm not going to do that because I already have an account, but once you do sign up, you'll be ready to go and you'll be able to view all the templates, create your mailing list, and get your mailers out the door. So I'm going to pull up now what it looks like when you are logged in. All right, so this is the first debut here of Postcard Central. You'll see here it's got High Garden in Easy Streets logos, so you'll be able to identify that you're in the right place. When you scroll down, you can choose your categories down here. Personally, for myself, I like to find the products under products. You'll see that the postcards are located here, and the product tab drops that down. The other important thing is if we just created an account and you got logged in, this little icon here will tell you if you are signed in. It says, hi, Darian, which allows me to know that I am signed in and I can proceed with my postcard orders. So what I'm going to do today is I'm really just going to walk you guys through what it looks like to place this postcard order. So the first thing you need to do is pick the postcard you want to send. I'm going to click products and then postcards. And then I'm personally just going to look to do a general farming campaign. So I'm going to come down here to general farming, and that's my goal. Now, you do have other cards available, which is really cool, thanks to Bree. She created a just listed card where you can put in an image of a home you just listed. We also have a just sold card where you can do the same. And we have all of these general farming templates for all of you to choose from. They're gorgeous. I personally love this one, but that's just me. So I'm gonna just select the first general farming card that there is available. Right here, it tells me that it's a 6 by 8.5 postcard and that it's going to be mailing standard class. Standard class is printed within 1 to 3 business days, and then mailing takes up to 14 days. Usually it doesn't take that long, but that is just the general time span that it takes for a mailing like that. When I decide that this is the one I want to do, I can click Personalize now. And now we have the ability to select whether or not we need High Garden or Easy Street branding. If I need Easy Street branding, I just select the swatch and click Refresh Preview. And you'll see that the colors have changed. These toggles help you see the front and the back of the card as you're working on it. I'm going to settle on High Garden coloring. There we go. So then we click Next. Now it's time to add your profile photo. The most important thing for this is, just from a marketing perspective, you want to make sure it is a clear photo. You want to make sure that it is professional looking. That's not to say that you can't, show a little personality in it. I don't know if Bree would recommend against this, but if I got a postcard from a real estate agent and she had her dog in the photo, I would think that was pretty cute, and it would definitely show me that she's a real person and she loves dogs just like me. So it's okay to do those kind of things. You just want to make sure it's professional and clean and really crisp. So I'm going to choose my image, and we do that by clicking Upload My Image. You have to make sure that whatever picture you want to put on your postcards is already saved to your computer, and mine is. So I'm going to upload my image here, and I'm going to dig through my files. And you'll see here I have it in a folder. It's High Garden Training. I select my image, no dogs this time. And then to see it in the picture preview, you just click refresh preview again. Refresh preview is going to be one of your best friends when you're designing these postcards. Anytime you change anything in the fields or the images, you're always going to want to click refresh preview before you'll be able to see it reflected in your proof. I'll quickly go ahead and enter my information here so you can see how it fills in. What you would do here is you would just put the contact information that you wanted your recipients to reach you at. I am pretending to be a fake High Garden agent today, so I put in my fake information. Definitely don't do that. After you get done, just click refresh preview. And this part also is really important. So once it refreshes here, you can actually click on the proof itself. The proof is just a picture of your template that you're using. And you're going to want to click this drop-down menu here and click original size. It shows you a really clean image. I can see there that my face isn't blurry, and I can also see that all of the information I enter is accurate, and it makes it easier to read. When you do that, it actually opens up a separate window. So in order to exit out of here, you just click X. When you do that, just be careful not to exit out of the entire website. That is just how it operates though. So we'll click continue, and I believe there are just a few more fields to fill out on the back of this card. That's a warning telling me that my picture isn't super crisp. You might get that sometimes. If you're happy with how it looks in the proof, you're welcome to proceed. Our system's just extra sensitive to image quality.
Really quick too, as far as image quality, if you have a professional headshot done by one of our photographers, or if you use a photographer, they will be supplying you with a high res headshot image that you should be using. Cell phone images don't always have the highest resolution, but optimal resolution for print is 300 DPI.
Thanks, Bree. You're exactly right. So I would definitely utilize those headshots for sure. So I'm going to put in an address here. So this, when it's asking what your address is, a really successful action with Postcards is putting a return address. When you put a return address on your card, it shows that it came from somewhere and someone. Honestly, it helps build credibility. In addition to that, anytime you mail anything first class, you do get return to sender services. And so you'll be able to see which cards weren't able to be delivered. With our system, when you use the lists that are available, we promise up to 90% deliverability. So if you find that you have postcards returned and it's over that 90%, definitely reach out because that's not normal and that doesn't usually happen. The reason for the 90% deliverability is because data ages very quickly. People move quickly. People fall out of positions quickly. The data can never be 100% accurate because it's changing all the time. And so we just offer that 90% deliverability. And if you hit that threshold, it was definitely a success. So I'm going to finish here. All right. So on the back of this card, you'll see it says enter some copy here. Copy is marketing jargon, and essentially it just means a little paragraph of what you want to say to these people. This paragraph here is what this is on the postcard. So when I click refresh preview, you can see that what's typed here is now visible on the card. Bree, I believe you prepared this copy, yes?
Yes, and all of the postcards on the site already have pre-written copy, but you guys are welcome to edit and change the copy. But it's already been pre-written for you, so the hard part's already done.
Absolutely, that's super helpful. So now updating my postcard and adding my customizable pieces, we're done. My template's totally finished. Just to make sure, I'm gonna check it one more time. I'm gonna go over here and make it my original size again. And the toggle arrows at the top, let me see both the front and the back, and it looks really clean. I'm really happy with it. So I'm going to exit out of that preview window, and I'm going to click next. What we're coming up on right now is arguably one of the most important parts of what we're going to go over today. You have the opportunity to use leads that you've gathered on your own, or to purchase leads for farming, or for whatever you're trying to do. I would assume farming, just listed, just sold. Yeah, so whatever the list is that you purchased, these are new leads that you didn't already have. If you want to upload leads that you already have, they do have to fit within a certain template. That template is available right here. When you click this, it shows you that on your Excel file, because that's what a mailing list looks like. It's an Excel file. On your Excel file, these need to be the headers of the data. So I would put 123 Main Street, apartment 1, country is US, city Wabash, state Indiana, zip 46992, the recipient's first name, the recipient's last name. Property address and property country, property city, etc. You don't have to worry about that. The system's also set up to put property addresses actually on the cards themselves. But right now your cards don't have that capability, so you don't have to worry about it. You can leave these fields blank or just delete them entirely. If you want to be able to just enter the data that you have into this template, you simply download it to your desktop. And it makes it really easy. You'll see here that once it opens, I'm ready to go. And I can put all of my data in there. Okay. So today for this training, instead what I'm going to do is I'm going to purchase a recipient list, because remember, I selected a general farming card. So I'm looking to farm. I am going to come down here, and the very first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to name my list. It's important to name your list. That way when you look back at it, you know what was on it, and also what you used it for. So I'm going to say this is for my general farming campaign on 360. And then we can come down here and choose from just the best list specs. You guys can really build such a hyper-targeted list with this system, and I'm really excited to show you that. First things first, you can do a resident occupancy list. And essentially what a resident occupancy list, it's called a RESOC list here for short, is it's kind of like every door direct mail, if you're familiar with that. But instead, every door direct mail, what that does is it delivers a card to every door in the area, whether or not it's occupied, whether or not it's a home, whether or not it's a business, whether or not it's a shack. It does not come with tracking, and you don't always know if those got delivered. Now, this is way better. This is a resident occupancy list, which means that they are resident dwellings, and that somebody is occupying that dwelling. This is a great choice for farming an area, because it gives you the ability to not waste those dollars on empty homes or businesses that don't need your services. If you were going to go forward or move forward with a resident occupancy list, you would just select this bubble here, hop over to geography, and there are so many different options as to how you can choose the geography of who you want to target. If I want to target a whole city, let's say I want to target Indianapolis, you type it in and you click. And now I can see, once it updates here in just a second, my internet connection's not always the greatest, so just give me a moment here. It'll update up here. And for whatever reason, it seems to be having an issue right now. So I'm going to look into that. But this is how you would. I'm wondering if, let's see. The other option here, if I didn't want to just target Indianapolis, is I could type in the Indianapolis airport. Or I can just type in Indianapolis, and you can actually do a radius around that area. So I could do a 10-mile radius around this pin, and I can actually move it. So let's say I'm closer up to Meridian Hills, Zionsville, Fishers. You can move this to the area that you want to blanket, which is pretty cool. So another thing you could do is you could actually put in your address if you're just trying to, farm homes that are close to you. And you can put in your address up there and put in the number of miles you're willing to travel and then farm that area as well. So it appears that with resident occupancy lists, you do have to use a radius around an address because you'll see here that there are almost 250,000 residents. So that's how you do a res-oc list. Now we're going to hyper target, which is some of my favorites. So we're going to target individuals. And we're going to target them now we'll do the city. Just so you know, I've noticed that some people don't realize this, and that's totally, it completely makes sense. You can either use zip, city, county, or state, or a radius around an address. You cannot use both at the same time. If I were to come down here and click this, it would wipe the fact that I'm targeting Indianapolis, and it would expect me to enter new data there. So just be sure that you can only pick one and stick to it once you get going making your list. So right now I'm targeting the city of Indianapolis, individuals there. It says there's almost 400,000 records available. And I can actually come over to demography and select different characteristics about this person I want to target. So thinking about the person who I'm trying to farm, I definitely want them to live in a single family dwelling unit. What this means is they don't live in an apartment complex. They don't live in townhomes. This way you know that you're targeting a single family dwelling unit, a home. And you also want to make sure that they're not renting that home. If they're renting that home, you're not reaching the right person. So you need to come up here and select that you want them to be homeowners. So we'll stop here and we'll see how many records are available for, so there's over 220,000 records. That's a lot of records. It's a lot of postcards to try to send out. So let's go ahead and narrow it down just a little bit more. Another thing you can sort by here is income. So we can come down here and let's say I want to make sure that the people who I'm targeting make at least $100,000 a year up to 250,000 plus. And you'll see as you select these things, they're going to appear here on the right side. So when you go down the list, it goes, I want all individuals who are in Indianapolis, who live in a home, who own their home, and they make between $100,000 and $250,000 plus. The last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure that they've lived there for a little bit. Sometimes when you add this filter, the length of residency, it does take the available number of records down quite a bit. I don't know that the data is always there for people because if you think about it, all we have to go off of is what this data company has available to us. So we'll give it a shot and we'll see what it does to our 50,000 records. Let's say that we want to make sure they've lived there for at least 5 years to 15 plus. Right, that brought me down to 44K. That's still a lot of people. There are so many other things that you could filter by, like estimated home value. We can come through here and say we want to make sure that the home value is between 175K and 349. That's pretty low right now with how the market is, but I'm just trying to give you guys a good picture of all these awesome filters you can use to target exactly who you're looking for. Again, that only brought us down to 23K. So I'm going to make it a little bit closer. So you'll see we just added that filter there. We just added that we wanted estimated home value. If I go in and click different numbers, it's going to erase what I had before and replace it with what I want now, which is really nice. I'm going to make a really tight range here. I'm going to go from 400K to 449. See if we can't bring that list number down. That gave me 3,000 records. That's pretty solid. All right, so we've just made this super awesome list. Decent home values. We know we're targeting the people we want. What we need to do now is decide how many postcards we really do want to send out. I personally, if I was trying to farm, I'd probably send out, if not all of these, I would try to start at 2K. So what you do now is you type in the number of records, so the number of postcards and number of people you want to send those postcards to. So I'm going to type in 2,000. This typing in the number that you want and also typing in the description of your list are two of the most important parts. If you don't tell the system how many records you want, it will only give you one. And it will let you continue on. And so you really need to make sure that you put in the number of records you want here, or else you're going to have to start over because it'll create a list with only one record. So after I've named, chosen my selects, and told it how many I want, it tells me that the list that I'm asking for is $140 on top of whatever my postcard costs are. I click create. I have to agree that I'm going to follow the rules. As long as you just use our system as it's built, you don't have to worry about that. It'll give you a little green pop-up right here that says recipient list was created so that you know everything's a-okay. You got your 2,000 records, and then you can click next. I'm going to go ahead and stop here for just a second and open the floor. I know that was a lot when it comes to mailing lists. Do you guys have any questions about what I just went over? Feel free to unmute yourself and hop on. Bree, do you have any questions about what we just went over?
I don't, but we're having some questions pop up in the chat. Wednesday would like to know where they are being mailed from.
Oh yeah, so they're being mailed from Florida. And what I will show you is on the back, here is the indicia. So you'll see it's being mailed from St. Pete, Florida.
And then Autumn's asking, are we able to add a QR code? Autumn, yes, we can add a QR code, but it would be a custom piece. The templates that are currently on the site don't have an area to upload a QR code. So you would have to get with me and we would create a custom postcard and you would be able to do and upload your own, similar to what you could do on Express Docs.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And once that was done, we could definitely take whatever design you created and kind of make it, adjust it so that everyone could have that opportunity as well, if that would be something you're interested in doing. If it could be helpful to others. So yes, it mails from St. Pete, Florida. And the good news is it's printed and shipped from there. So you don't have to worry about the time that it could take from getting it from one place to another. Everything happens in one place.
Sandy, you said once you purchase a mailing list, can you reuse it? Yes, you can reuse it. You've purchased it. It is yours now. You can even download it. Isn't that correct, Darian?
I know for sure that you can reuse it. I believe you can download it, yes.
And to download it, you would go up to the profile picture where you see like the upper right-hand corner, there's like a little person there. It'll say recipient list, and that's where you access the lists. There's also how-to videos on this site too. So if you're having issues troubleshooting things, I would check there first. There's also, if you look at the bottom right-hand corner, there's a little chat button, and it is actually a live person, you guys. It's not a robot, which is fabulous. So you could be chatting with a live person and troubleshooting different things. See, V is asking, can you do a subdivision with a list?
I'm gonna be honest, I've never tried before. But what you could do is a radius around the area and then drag that drop bubble over the subdivision and see what records it pulls.
Correct. And then I believe you could also do more targeted stuff through Remine as well. You just have to go in and clean the list up once you download it.
And then
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
no, you're good. Wednesday, I finally got the chat pulled back up because sharing my
Mhm.
screen hid it from me. What is the cost and is there a minimum? So there is no minimum. You can send one postcard, you can send 5,000 postcards, which is awesome. And cost is easily calculated. Yeah, free.
It's roughly about 83 cents per piece. So we're actually saving about 10 cents per postcard using this new site than we are with Express Stocks. So that's why we ended up going with this option, is to help it be more economical for you guys in the long run, sending out postcards.
Okay, great. I'll give it like 2 more seconds if anybody else has questions before I finish out. We're just about done and almost ready to send our mailing. So, okay, awesome. Thanks, Wednesday. All right, I'm gonna hop back over here. So we just did or added our customization to our template. We just created our mailing list. And right here, this button, it says view my proof. You have to click this. It won't let you move on without doing that. And it really just wants you to double check, make sure you spelled everything right, make sure you put the photo of yourself not in there, not your husband, not your cat. And once you check the front and the back for a last time, you can come down here and say, yes, I approve my design, that's what I wanted. And then you approve that, or you agree that you're going to follow the laws that come with mailing. If you're sending a template from here, you're doing so. I'm not even sure what those laws are. I always agree though. So then we just click add to cart. And there it is. You'll see here that it's the product that we built. You'll see that there's 2,000 and everyone's getting one of them, and that it's $18.04. That does include the price of the list. And that's it. You just click checkout. Let's go and see here. It asks you for your billing address. I have some random billing info in here that I threw in at one point. And this is a really cool part. So you'll see here that there's a box to put in coupon codes. I'm so grateful that all of you were willing to come to this training. And I'm really excited about how excited all of you are for this for Postcard Central. And so we actually do have a special discount for everyone who attended today. You are able to now take $30 off your first order of $350, which is amazing. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to type in that code just to show you. The code is 30 off, and then you click recalculate. And because I spent a minimum of $350, I was able to discount $30 off of my mailing price, which brought me below $1,800. You guys can all use this one time at any point. It's not going to expire, but I encourage you definitely, while it's all fresh in your mind, to definitely check out the Postcard site. And if you're looking to send postcards today, definitely utilize that discount while you can. In addition to that, I wanted to show you all, I know Bree has been sharing this code, and I'm really grateful for her. If you just want to try out the site, but you're not looking to send out a huge campaign right now, or I would call this a standard campaign, you can actually just send 10 postcards for free with no purchase necessary. And the code for that is real estate 10. And you'll see that it took off the price of 10 postcards for you guys. You cannot combine offers, and this coupon is also single use as well. But I hope you guys enjoy the system. I'm gonna truly open up the floor now. I'm gonna stop my share so that we can finish up, and I can make sure to answer any and all questions that remain. Let's see. Do they have a disclaimer on regarding homes that are already listed? It would depend. Bree, you were the one who created these designs, so I'm not super familiar with any disclaimers. It would probably depend on the design, yes.
They all have the disclaimer on them. And there is an area where you can adjust the disclaimers, but just keep it as is and you'll be good to go. It also has the equal housing opportunity logo on it, as well as the realtor logo. So you guys are safe to use these postcards.
So, oh, you already answered that. That's my bad. How
That's
everyone.
okay.
I may have missed this, but can we upload our own list? Yes, absolutely. And luckily this is recorded. I'm not going to go through the whole process again, but the rough outline is there's a template that needs to be followed. You can add your data to it, save it to your desktop, and then upload it and use it as your mailing list.
Yes, you just asked if there's a Spanish version of the postcards. There is not Spanish versions currently, but Yessie, if you want to get with me and if you want to help with the translation, I'm happy to create a custom postcard for you and you can do an upload your own.
Awesome. While we're waiting for any other questions to come up, what I'm going to do is I'm officially going to share the URL to Postcard Central. So go ahead and check out the chat. This is the link for everyone to go and check out all the designs. Postcard Central, as a team, obviously we worked a lot together, but Bree really did such a great job with all of this. And you guys are really lucky. She cares so much and she's really put so much time, thought, and detail into this for you so it can be as successful as possible. So kudos to Bree and kudos to all of you just for obviously listening and taking interest in this. It's been awesome. All right, I think that is all. I'm also going to copy the discount codes in here for everyone. Just so you guys can copy and paste those if you'd like. I don't know that we have any more questions, Bree. Is there anything you'd like to say?
I don't think there are any other questions, but keep an eye out too. I want to continue to develop more templates for you guys. And by the end of the year, we'll have a fully baked out 12-month farming campaign for you. And each postcard will be different. It'll be a sequence of information that's like very specific that'll go out. So that is coming. And again, we're going to continue to expand new offerings on the website. So just hang tight and keep checking back and there'll be more things. So yeah.
You can keep an eye out for the emails from Bree. They've got some really good information in them. And they'll definitely help you out as you learn the new system. So okay. Thank you guys so much. Thank you, Bree. I'm gonna go ahead and head out. Good luck.
Thanks. Appreciate it, Darian.
Appreciate you guys.
Bye.